the upcoming midterm elections in the US. They will take place on November the 8th. Democrats and Republicans are campaigning across the country. President Joe Biden has said that American democracy itself is at stake. But is that true? We look at what's actually likely to change after the midterms. And before we get into it, let's take a look at what's been said so far. First, there's the President, Joe Biden himself. Listen in.
Too many people have sacrificed too much for too many years for us to walk away from the American project in democracy. Because we've enjoyed our freedoms for so long, it's easy to think they'll always be with us no matter what. But that isn't true today. In our bones, we know democracy is at risk. But we also know this. It's within our power, each and every one of us, to preserve our democracy. And I believe we will.
Then, of course, there's the Democratic Party's star campaigner, former President Barack Obama. He spoke about what was different after his party lost the elections in 2016.
I didn't claim the election was rigged. I didn't spin conspiracy theories. I didn't instigate a mob to go up on and storm the Capitol. You know what I did is I got over it, and then I tried to do better the next time. So that's what I mean when I say democracy's at stake in this election.
Democrats have been saying these midterms are a fight for democracy. They're trying to rally their supporters and neutrals. They want people to head to the polls. So who's on the ballot? What could happen after the results come in? Well, we'll take you through the possible scenarios. First, let's look at the House. The US Congress's lower house is called the House of Representatives. All 435 House seats are going to polls. The majority mark is 218 seats. At present, Democrats control the House with 220 seats. The Republicans have 212 and 3 seats are vacant. Republicans are almost certain to fill one of the vacant spots, so Republicans need to flip just 5 seats to take control. And there's a precedent. In the last few years, the House has flipped after the midterms during a president's first term. It did so during Donald Trump's presidency in 2018 and in 2010 during Obama's first term too. Then there's the Senate. If the Senate's 100 seats, 35 are up for grabs. At present, the Senate is evenly divided. There are 50 Republican senators, 48 Democrats and 2 allied independents hold the other spots. Vice President Kamala Harris serves as a tiebreaker, so the Democrats can pass through legislation with her help. Of the 35 seats going to polls, only 10 are not considered safe seats. Of those 10, 6 are leaning towards one of the parties and 4 could go either way. According to reports, Democrats are expected to keep control of the Senate, but only by the narrowest of margins. What happens if Democrats lose control of the House or the Senate, or even both? In all cases, Biden loses the ability to pass new legislation through Congress. Does that mean he becomes a lame duck president? Not exactly. If Democrats lose control, Biden will have to rely on executive orders to move forward with his agenda. Executive orders, however, are easier to reverse than laws passed through Congress. Also in the US, the president's signature is needed to sign new bills into law. So if Republicans control Congress, Biden will spend his time blocking their new legislation. It puts Biden in a rather difficult spot if both the House and the Senate flip. He will be under pressure because both houses will likely send laws to him for approval. Along with the House and Senate seats, 34 states will elect governors. They will play a crucial role in implementing the president's agenda at state level. Finally, what are the key issues? Let's start with the battle to save democracy. Democrats believe that Republicans will undermine US democracy. Many Republican candidates have been handpicked by Donald Trump. They doubt the validity of the 2020 elections. Many say the election was stolen from Trump. This is despite there being no evidence whatsoever of any kind of electoral fraud. The second issue is the US economy. The war in Ukraine has dampened economic prospects. While fuel price hikes have stopped recently, many Americans believe a recession is around the corner. Republicans have said they will turn the economy around if elected. Biden continues to talk about the high rate of employment. Then comes the issue of abortion rights. After the US struck down Roe v. Wade, Democrats received a boost. Democrats say they will make abortion a constitutional right. They have received support even in traditionally Republican states. Voters turned out in high numbers for special elections where abortion rights were at stake. Republicans have reportedly toned down their anti-abortion rhetoric after seeing these trends. All these factors are what make the upcoming midterms crucial. And there's one more thing. Depending on how the Republicans fare, the midterms could set the stage for the return of Donald Trump. WION World is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news updates on the move.